There was a time when the heavens seemed to have forgotten the earth. The divine door is permanently closed to humanity. I am Mary, Mother of Jesus the Christ. This is my ordeal, my sojourn upon the earth. After the first fall of humanity, generation after generation walked beneath the chains of sin and death. Empires rose, empires fell, until the shadow of Rome covered the earth. Humanity wondered if the promises of God had died with our ancestors. I was just a girl of Nazareth, a place of no repute, a place the great men of Jerusalem ignored. My hands knew the weight of the water jar. My mind knew only the quiet, predictable rhythms of a peasant life. I was betrothed to a quiet carpenter, looking forward to an ordinary future. I did not know that the cosmic clock was ticking. I did not know that the gaze of the Most High had bypassed the golden palaces of kings and was resting on my humble little home. I was living my normal life until the night my life fractured. He did not knock. The veil between heaven and earth was lifted. Gabriel, the Archangel, was not the gentle figure I had imagined, even in a comforting dream. He stood in my room with the terrifying majesty of the divine glory. My hands began to shake uncontrollably. "Greetings, highly favored one," his voice echoed. "The Lord is with you." The scriptures would later say, I was troubled, but that is an understatement. I was deeply terrified. Because even then, I knew how God operates. To be highly favored is not an invitation to comfort. It is a summons to an altar. He told me the impossible. He told me that the ancient promise made in the Garden of Eden, the seed that would one day crush the head of the serpent, was about to materialize. Not as an army of warring angels, but as a microscopic spark of life inside my own womb. "The Holy Spirit will come upon you," he said, "and the power of the Highest will overshadow you." In that single moment of silence, the entire weight of my world flashed before my eyes. I knew the law of my ancestors. I knew what happened to a young betrothed girl found pregnant outside of marriage. It was a lethal crisis. It meant public stoning. At the very best, it meant a lifetime of whispers, permanent exile, and the ruin of my family's name. I knew about the gossip among the women at the village well. I knew the heartbreak I would cause Joseph. In that moment, I realized there was no path before me without suffering. Yet, God did not force me. He waited for my surrender. Breathing through the terror, I gave it. "Behold, the maidservant of the Lord," I whispered into the brilliance. "Let it be to me according to your word." With those words, I traded my reputation for His glory. I traded my safety for the salvation of the world. The eternal Word became flesh inside of me, and my body became the portal through which eternity entered time. The path of that obedience led me through a crowded, cold manger in Bethlehem. It led me through a panicked flight into Egypt to escape a murderous king. I raised the one who created the stars. I washed the very hands that shaped the mountains. But when he was just an infant, a prophet looked into my eyes and warned me, "A sword will pierce through your own soul also." Today, on this hill called Golgotha, that sword has finally pierced me to the core. The crowds that once cheered him have abandoned him. The disciples have fled into the darkness. The heavens have turned black as sackcloth. Even the earth trembles beneath my feet. I was the only family present to hear his first cry in the stable, and I am the only one remaining to hear his last cry on this cross. The baby I once swaddled and protected is now covered in wounds, hanging between heaven and earth. His blood is dripping onto the dust of the world he came to save. The ancient dragon thinks he has won. The rebellion that began in heaven before time began claims its victory today on earth. But it is not over. Pride rebelled, and splendor fell. Yet humility answered, and love prevailed. My son descended into the depths, not as a prisoner, but as a king. He shattered the gates of death. He led the captives into freedom. He rose in everlasting victory. Death had swallowed the author of life, only to be conquered from within. Now his name stands far above every throne, every dominion, every principality, every power. And my soul still magnifies the Lord, the one who reigns forever.